So what's going on, guys? It's Captain America. Hope you guys are well, and thank you so much for coming onto this channel. So as always, starting off with the match stats. So this one was against One Day, which is a team that's ranked 4th on PC, like for pro clubs. So they're a very tough opposition. You know, whenever we do play against One Day, we usually lose, but maybe just by 1 goal, like 1-0 or so. Like, it's always a tough battle to score. But you know, for this game, we did draw 1-1. You know, we did score the penalty last minute, but again, the goal that we conceded, I was lagging throughout this entire game, and you can see by, I don't know, the connection bars that you'll see on this game, like, it was just like massive, like spikes, let's say, whenever they had the ball. I don't know why. But no, like in general for this game, you know, we had only 45% possession. There was 5 shots for both teams in total, so again, it was a tough battle, but again, we could have scored a bit more as well, and same with them. But just generally, the game, how it was, they are a very tough opposition. You know, the pressing style that they go for, they do have a very high line with the midfield as well as strikers, so they do push quite high against like the defenders. And then of course, you know, defenders tend to like maybe make a mistake, especially if you got like 2 strikers coming forward as quickly as possible. But no, I think overall, you know, it was a fantastic game for us and a fantastic performance from the boys. For my side of things, I had a 6.7 rating. But again, as mentioned, I was lagging throughout the game, so I wasn't expecting like a really good performance overall. And I had like 4 possessions won, but 0 possessions lost, so still a good defensive interception or like possession won based football. And then 4 tackles made at 50%. So yeah, do enjoy the game. You know, there's a lot to it, and again, these lags have been happening quite recently for me, so I do hope that they get sorted. I think it's just based on the hot weather, because my PC fans are just blaring out loud. I don't know if anyone's got the same type of issues, but yeah, at the moment I'm not enjoying the hot weather at all. So yeah, let's see whenever it gets better, but enjoy the match. And we're going to be talking about again like transfers and the transfer market. You know, so interesting to see what's going to be happening this year, and especially with the names and the players that are being rumoured for like specific clubs have been quite, you know, insane, especially for the Premier League side of things. You know, as mentioned in my previous videos, we've seen like Haaland, we've got Nunes now in the league. You know, we've had like Perisic come over as well, so there's been interesting purchases being moved around as well, like Jesus as well. You got Sterling potentially being moved from Man City to Chelsea, and from my yesterday's video as well, it looks now as if it's going to be very, very likely. You know, they've been linked to him, which is quite surprising, because you'd expect him to like do another season or so at Man City, then move on. But you know, as mentioned, you know, he hasn't been playing as consistently. He's been rotated quite a lot within his last couple of seasons, you know, with different players coming across. And again, like the world-class players that Man City have, you know, it's always going to be tough to have a first team starting position, you know, regularly. It's just they love to like swap some players around, you know, to increase and improve the dynamics of the team play as well. And plus the subs bench as well is just going to be insanely strong. But no, I think, you know, that's going to be a good move for him, especially if he wants to get more game time. And just recently as well, it looks as if they're making an agreement with Rafinha from Leeds, and you know, he's been a player that's been rumoured for a number of like top clubs. You've got the likes of Barcelona. You know, his agent is Deco, who's a former Barca player, so you know, he's got the connections over there, and I thought that would have been a move that he would have made. Especially, you know, the lifestyle, Spain is so nice, and you know, it's Brazilian vibes. They tend to do well, apart from Coutinho at Barcelona. But but no, in general, I think, you know, with Chelsea now looking as if they've let's say confirmed him, that's going to be an interesting, let's say, situation, especially as Arsenal. I think they're so broke, man. I don't know what the hell, man. They're so stingy. Like, I'll tell you another situation, okay? So they've been haggling Leeds around like Rafinha, okay? And they're not like they've sent across like improved bids or whatnot, but they haven't done like the valuation that you know they want. They've stated he's around 60 to 65 mil. And Chelsea have offered 65 mil. I bet you Arsenal, that broke club, offered like 40 mil or 41 mil. Like, that's how broke they are. Like, they've done the same with Suarez when Suarez had like contract, like a, how do you say it, like a, what the hell is it called, where they purchase the contract based on the value. You know, you do the terms. I can't remember what the name is now, it's just on top of my head. So yeah, so he had like a release clause. That's what the bloody name is, man. Bloody hell, I'm so tired. So yeah, the release clause for, I think Suarez was like 40 mil or something like that, and Arsenal, they done 41 mil. And it was just like it was really stupid, man. So Liverpool, no, it was 40 mil and like one pencil, something stupid like that. I can't remember. It was some ridiculous thing where Liverpool were like, look, allow you. I think he signed a new contract with Liverpool, but we just knew that we're not gonna like sell anyone to Arsenal because they just don't know how to do any transfers. And even like now, as mentioned, with Rafinha, the whole situation around that, they were leading from the early start to let's say to sign him. They've done very well, don't get me wrong, with Jesus and then the other guy, Marquinhos, or whoever it is. But with this guy, he's a fantastic asset, especially on that right side. Who would you rather have, Rafinha, or would you rather have Pepe? Pepe, who's, such a big signing in terms of the value that he was. He's been at Arsenal now for a number of seasons now. And he still isn't doing or living up to the full potential that we were seeing, let's say, when he was in the Farmers League, the French league. So, with Rafinha, who's been in the Premier League, who knows the physicality and the play styles that are integrated in the Premier League, I honestly feel that'll be a really good purchase for Chelsea, as well as Arsenal. But Arsenal are so broke. So, no, touche to Chelsea if he does go along, or if Barca do snip it. But again, Barca's so broke, they can't even, like, register Christensen and Kessie because they're trying to offload Dembele to Chelsea. So it's just pure banter, man. Like, what the hell's going on with this transfer window? But, like, it's just hilarious. Even, like, what's his name? Thiago Silva, who's a fantastic player, don't get me wrong. I've mentioned it in my previous video. As a centre-back, Thiago Silva has always been a great, legendary, world-class centre-back. Even when his days in PSG, when he was aging, now that we saw with Chelsea as well, like, they had Rudiger, same with Thiago Silva majority of the season. And, of course, with his age, like 38, 39 years old, of course he's going to be injured, but the over-reliance Chelsea are having on him is just insane. So it'll be interesting to see. Again, they are rumoured with, like, De Ligt, to be a centre-back, and they are looking at trading the likes of Pulisic as well, who, don't get me wrong, Pulisic is a fantastic player, and he's always been like a wonder kid in like FIFA, Football Manager and all that as well. Like at Dortmund, he was doing well, but I knew that he wasn't going to do well at Chelsea, man. The Germans rarely do well at like Chelsea, apart from Ballack, who had like a decent maybe 2 seasons, but just generally Germans can't perform in the Premier League apart from Klinsmann. But no, but I thought it was going to be a bad purchase. I thought he was going to be loaned off or whatever the case is. But now with Pulisic, I wouldn't mind him being at Liverpool. He's always stated that he's always been like a Liverpool fan when he was younger, and the relationship that he's got with Klopp, I think that will be a good purchase to make, especially as Liverpool's now sold Minamino to Monaco, AS Monaco. So no, I think we should go for like a Pulisic deal, maybe for like, I don't know, 15 mil. That will be a good purchase because again, he's a fantastic player. He didn't do too bad for Chelsea in a way. Like I think he scored like 7 goals in the league and like 2 assists, and then same in the Champions League. I think he done 2 goals in like 7 appearances or something like that. So again, he's a good asset to have, and with Salah's contract, issues happening at Liverpool, I think he'll be a good little player to be on after Salah does leave. So I think Pulisic to Juve will be a fantastic deal. I've mentioned it in my previous video, like these guys they've got such an ancient team, Juve, and it's good to see that they're not progressing well this season. You got AC Milan that done fantastic in the Serie A, then you got Inter Milan that have been consistently good over the past seasons. Same with Roma, with the Jose Mourinho, he's done a fantastic job with them. They won like their first European trophy or something, which is a fantastic feat for Roma. So, now they've got the signing of like Di Maria. Juve is, going to be getting Di Maria from PSG, who's 34 years old, fantastic player that he is. It's again at an age bracket where they've paid, I don't know, like 5 mil or something like that, which again, 5 mil they should just use and accumulate on another transfer, but they've got a really backward strategy, Juve do. So I don't see them, again, doing very well this season in the Serie A. They've lost the likes of Dybala, and if they lose the likes of, like, I don't know, De Ligt, and then you got Ramsey leaving as well in the midfield. Again, he didn't do much, he was loaned off, but again, De Ligt moving over to Chelsea. I don't think that's going to be a good purchase for Chelsea. I think Botman as a Dutch will be performing much better than De Ligt, but again, De Ligt is going to be in a league which is going to be more physical, but I don't know. I think Botman and Newcastle will be performing better than De Ligt. I think, the partnership that De Ligt would have had with like Rudiger would have been absolutely insane and very strong, but it will be interesting to see if they do get Koundé. But again, the Barcelona are in the likes of like acquiring him as well, but I don't know how Barcelona are all interested in all these players, and then they go for a bid but they can't register them, so I just don't understand the situation with that. But No, I think, yeah. So let's see. And again, talking about Silva, you know, he spoke to his best friend. I don't know if anyone knows, and you should know because there's so many pictures ages ago of these guys being small and being friends from like the Brazilian, you know, old days. You know, him and Neymar are like close friends, and you know they did play at PSG for a bit. And now he has mentioned as well, like, look, Neymar, come over to Chelsea. It'll be a good opportunity. But nah, that's going to be a pure banter buy. Like, the guy will have more game time on the floor than actually running around on the pitch. Like, this guy's injury prone. I think he never misses his sister's birthday due to the fact that he's injured. So, of course, you know, he's got the time to do so conveniently. So it's going to be interesting to see if Neymar does make the move or if he's going to stay at PSG. You know, they do have a new manager who, as mentioned in my previous videos, is a fantastic asset. So, you know, he's done very well at the likes of, like, I think it was Nice, it was Saint Etienne, and then there was another team I can't remember. I said it in my yesterday's video, I think, about him. So he's a good manager again in the Farmers League side of things. I don't see him being a good, let's say, European, let's say, manager as such, like in the Champions League or so. So I don't know, man. I don't want PSG to do well in general, like in the European scene. Same with Man City. You know, they're all about the money. You know, there's no financial fair play, and it's just, yeah, it's not ideal. So no, let's see what happens about that. But one signing which I'm actually really interested about is Man United, and these guys, with the new manager Ten Hag, you know, having so much experience in Ajax, but also in the Dutch league. And as we all know, you know, Ajax, you know, as well as the Dutch league, you know, you got the clubs like Feyenoord, for example, who have like really good wonder kids that come out of these leagues. As well as the teams, because they got like these academies where, you know, we've got the likes of Ajax that have had some fantastic players coming out of their youth team, progress into their first team, and then they've done wonders either staying at Ajax or moving on to like giants and doing very well. Again, De Jong being one of them, for the one that they're making the purchase for. So it'll be interesting to see, you know, how De Jong does settle in. But the guy that I'm talking about is the left back that they've bought. You know, sure, for United is always injured or he's not ideal, especially him being a bit chubs. But you know, they got Malacia from Feyenoord, who's a 22-year-old, a Dutch, let's say, international. He's had like 5 appearances. You know, a decent season for Feyenoord with 1 goal and 4 assists. But, you know, I think that's going to be a very interesting buy. And it's one of those ones where it's not a high-profile name, like De Jong, for example, or like Lukaku, or let's say Neymar, whoever it is. Like, they've gone for someone where they are hopefully looking at nurturing and building as a great left back for years to come, especially as a 22-year-old. He's playing already in the international scene for Netherlands, who I feel are going to win the Nations League. They've just got a very strong side and performed quite well in the World Cup. So, you know, it's going to be interesting to see how he does perform, this new guy at left back. I can't even talk at left back, but again, it's going to be dependent on who the defensive partnership that Man United go for as well. Like Maguire, what the hell are they going to do with him? Like, Barcelona wanted him in the deal with De Jong, but United are like, nah, man, we're going to keep this guy. He's our captain, isn't it? Legend for life. But I don't know, man. Let's see what happens. I think they do need to do some purchasing in the back line because De Gea saved their asses so much last season. It was just absolutely insane. But no, guys, it's coming to the end of the video now. I do appreciate you guys listening and, you know, hearing me waffle as much as I can. But just want to say a massive thank you to everyone that comes onto the channel. We've had like 11 subscribers over the past, let's say 30 days, which is just an absolute great accomplishment on my side, because, you know, I was always looking at, you know, ways to grow from like COD to FIFA, and I feel that FIFA's a good little game for me, and I really enjoy these type of like commentaries too, so I hope you guys do too. But yeah, I'll catch you guys on tomorrow's video. Please do like and comment as mentioned, and do subscribe if you're new, and thank you for the oldies and goldies, and yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care, bye bye.
Chance to even things up here. And he finds the net. No difficulties encountered.